and learn about an amazing new breakthrough in health.
Alissa.
I'm sure you're all here. Hi. I'm sure you're all here to come and learn about something that can help your own health, but also maybe for a loved one or a family or friend, or maybe you're like myself and you're a health practitioner and you're looking for ways that you can add things to your clinic or help your patients, because as I've discovered, some of the treatments and techniques that we have been using in the past have not been as effective in the last 5 to 10 years as it was beforehand. So welcome aboard. We have some amazing people to share it with us today. We have Stevie, who's an amazing global leader, an amazing passion for people. He is a fantastic coach. So if you want to come and learn more about the Redox technology, this is the platform, because Stevie has a fantastic presentation and is able to share with us exactly how this works in a simple manner. And we have none other but the famous Dan Doyle, who's a global authority, who's head of the company as well, to share his story about how this Redox technology has not only shaped his life, but now as a result has shaped thousands of others. So we're so lucky to have them both here. And Stevie, I'll hand it over to you to share with us this wonderful health technology.
Hey, thank you very much, Alissa. I really appreciate you, because you're always there helping me, and I see you always running around helping other people, and you're a busy health professional and a busy health entrepreneur, and you're opening up new practices at the moment and employing new staff and setting up and I know that you're integrating all of the Redox with your practice as well. But even in all your busyness, you're always there for other people. And so I don't know how you do it. You're just amazing, but I appreciate working with you, and appreciate that your heart beats for the mission of this company.
Absolutely, it is. Help others. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, folks. Thank you so much for being here and spending some of your valuable time with me. I don't intend to waste it. It was about 6 years, almost 6 years ago now, when this information was first handed to me by my best mate. And it was from virtually that very moment, it's been high priority for me to bring this to everybody's attention, because the information that is here is significantly important. It's significantly important because the impact and depth of achievement that it's having in people's lives in many, many ways is significant. Deeply significant. So I feel a great sense of responsibility to bring this information to you and help you, encourage you, and assist you to bring this to the attention of all of your loved ones as well. And when we run through this, I think you'll understand why. Right, let's jump into this. What I'll be sharing with you is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Big claim, but medical science experts say this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discovery of DNA or penicillin. This is an exciting and entirely new frontier in science that for 2 decades, science had declared was impossible. It's a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world authority, laboratory medical studies. It's a very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals or challenges you can think of, remarkable results. And drug companies wanted it shut down. My opinion, I don't think they wanted you to know about it, but more about that a little later. Okay, so before I tell you what this is, I would like to get absolutely clear with you about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. It's not a drug. It's not a vitamin. It's not minerals. It's not antioxidants or antioxidant formulas. It's also not secret herbs, spices, exotic berries, fancy juices, super shakes, essential oils, magic manics, alkaline waters, electrolyte waters, laser lights, roots of magical 5,000-year-old trees, CBD oils, lotions, potions, gadgets, or any of all of that other stuff that's already out there. Again, what we'll be talking about instead is an entirely new frontier in science that goes well beyond nutrition, beyond any type of ingredients you already know about. This is a truly groundbreaking and category-creating healthcare breakthrough. ASEA Redox cell signaling technology contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Well, redox signaling molecules are made by your cells, so they are native to your body. Redox signaling molecules are the cellular messengers that affect cell signaling, cell-to-cell communication, and gene expression in a positive way. Redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that allows your body to regenerate tissue and maintain health by helping cells to detect and protect healthy cells, to detect and repair unhealthy cells, and to detect and replace damaged cells. So basically, redox signaling empowers your body to heal itself. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning, cells healing, and cells working at optimal levels. Why is this so important? Because we are all made of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. Healthy cells, healthy life. And so they're the keys to life, redox signaling molecules. They are essential for the function of our normal physiology. All biochemical and physiological processes in our body critically depend on redox signaling in and among our cells. I mean critically, because if all of our cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, we wouldn't live longer than a few more seconds. Without our redox signaling molecules, life ends. When we're born, we make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, can run around all day, sleep deeply all night, and then wake up the next day and not be sore. And it's how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, with age, along with stress, diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, our cells break down and our body's ability to make redox signaling molecules declines daily. Without as many redox signaling molecules being made in our body, and therefore not giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular protection and healing process that we just spoke about becomes slow and sluggish. As such, our cells age and break down even more, and with it, so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. ASEA takes science seriously, and so doesn't do any scientific studies all themselves. Instead, ASEA is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-renowned leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of redox signaling supplementation, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA Redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. So ASEA Redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. ASEA Redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. But wait, there's more. These genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. On top of all that, ASEA Redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Head professors of this university study saying one of the most important effects of ASEA on what they called disease risk factors excuse me, is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. Now that's significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, safer than water, It's the safest product on the planet. There's 0% toxicity in it. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. That means they're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to be able to when it was younger and or healthier. So if you have health challenges, if you have loved ones that you care for who do, if you have a wish to look, live and feel young again, if you have the good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. But you know what? You don't have to take my word for it because I'm going to allow you to hear from some medical doctors right now and what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries. But now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies. And this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
Okay, so now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, hard to see, let's show you what's possible from the outside in, much easier to see, and that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of redox technology. They are Renew 28 Revitalizing Redox Gel and Renew Advanced Intensive Redox Serum. Now, these products are supported and further enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products, Renew Advanced Gentle Refining Cleanser and Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. But a picture paints 1,000 words. So let's let some of these pictures speak to you now. You're going to see more than anti-aging effects in many regards. You're going to see age reversing effects. We're going to see lines and wrinkles being smoothed out, elasticity coming back to the skin, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, and other signs of poor health to the skin being rejuvenated, being renewed. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions coming back to the proper surfaces of the skin. Now, all of the pictures you see here are of the same person, even though there are dramatic differences, especially in the first two. This is Rosie, and Rosie didn't believe the products were doing anything. She didn't notice the change because Rosie didn't take these photos. It was Rosie's doctor who took these photos. And so she went back to the doctor, who was the one that recommended to see it to her, and said, I don't think it's doing anything, doc. So moral number one of this story is take pictures. When you get back to your family member or friend who is introducing this to you because you want to get started and naturally you want to see how it goes. Photos is how you see how it goes. Our other moral of the story is that a lot of people notice results very quickly, like Rosie, within 7 weeks. Other people within 7 days. I've seen people, many people. In fact, we can get most people experience a result inside of about 7 to 14 minutes. However, other people may need to apply more product, more time, more patience, because there's more going on with their health. What we know scientifically from scientific studies on ASEA is that it would be scientifically impossible for redox to not work in you. It works in every single person, every single time. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. This is Dr. Martin Moran. He decided to do a scientific experiment on his very own face by using Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? I'll give you some clues. Have a peek there at the lines running down either side of the corners of the mouth there, or either side of the nose. But what about the cheeks? Do you notice any difference? Do you notice maybe lines being more visible on one side as opposed to the other? Do you perhaps notice more bagging up or a sagginess on one side as opposed to the other? Here's maybe the biggest clue of all. What side of the face are the glasses slanting towards, if you can see that? Maybe suggesting more droopiness on one side as opposed to the other. So thank you a million times more, Dr. Martin Moran, for literally walking around like a weirdo like this for 28 days just to prove to us how effective Renew 28 is. His wife is happy to report that he's now using the Renew 28 on both sides of his face. Now, it's not just for your face, arms, hands, bellies. This is a friend of mine after about 3 children. And bottoms, bums, buttocks. These are pictures from a study performed by a very renowned and world-leading laboratory. This scientific organization did this study because there were lots of reports coming in from all over the world that people were seeing their cellulite disappear, and they were attributing it to the time that they had been using Renew 28. And so the scientists from this organization set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see if there was any truth to these stories. And what they found was that after 12 weeks, there was in fact a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover why this was happening, they saw the fat, the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite, was actually being dissolved post the use of Renew 28. And so Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite, wrinkles, enhancing skin texture and smoothing the skin. It supports surface skin cell renewal for visibly not just younger looking skin, but actual healthier skin. Renew 28 also helps soothe skin discomfort from things perhaps after shaving or sun exposure or something like that. Renew 28 is not just for the skin, however. It helps soothe discomfort around the body. You can know if ASEA works in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort in your neck, shoulder, elbow, hands, fingers, back, hip, knees, ankles, anywhere, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being maximum discomfort. Apply Renew 28 on the point of discomfort 3 times in 5 minutes. And usually 9 to 10 out of 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of discomfort within approximately 5 to 10 minutes. Now, we have life-changing products because we have a life-changing breakthrough. We also have a life-changing opportunity and a life-changing culture, because with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. So there's a very big opportunity behind all of this to make a living while bettering people's lives. Now, Redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research, since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these 3 professors back in '98 for the first discovery of redox signaling molecules. There have now been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, National Library of Medicine, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling in the search bar, you would see well over 33,000 results. Well over. This slide is very difficult for me to keep up with. It's probably already out of date because there are more than 150 studies coming out almost every single month. There are over 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling molecules. Now, according to medical researchers, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. Let me give you a couple of examples of this. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and world redox congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and a title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And probably another, and one of the greatest examples of this around the world, just one out of hundreds of thousands, is my best mate, Dan Doyle. And so what I'd like to do is hand it back to Alissa very quickly. I want her to introduce Dan to you, because he's a good dude who deserves a good introduction. And then we're going to swing it back to me, and I want to introduce you to many opportunities that are running in the background here behind this tremendous breakthrough. So Alissa, can I hand it back to you for a moment?
Sure. Dan Doyle. Wow. How do I hope we've got an hour to introduce Dan, or what? Dan is an amazing global leader. And look, he has been a pioneer in this industry and has literally made the way for thousands and thousands of people to be able to learn about redox and to change their life. And I know he has an amazing story about how redox has changed his life, but also how he has pushed forward and really shared this with the world, like literally the whole world. I don't know how many countries Dan has now affected, but probably at least 30, maybe more. So Dan, we are so grateful to have you, and for the way that you continue to share this, even with people like myself who took quite a few years to actually believe you. That's what happens when we're pioneering, and when there is a breakthrough, it takes time for particularly the health medical world to catch up on, but it is certainly a breakthrough. And Dan, you have been a key, crucial element to that pioneering and getting this to the world. So thank you for your dedication, your belief in it, and your understanding about these molecules. So thank you so much for everything you do.
Thank you, Alissa, and fantastic to persist and work with you and talk to you for so many years about this, and for you to finally get the belief, which has totally turned not just your life around, but I mean, look at what you're doing and how you're helping so many other people and taking this into your practices.
Yeah.
Where it's helping so many people as well. Yeah. Yes. Give the guys a little bit of a rundown before I tell my story about what you're doing with this in your practices and how it's affected the children you're working with, and the impact, obviously positive impact on their families.
Sure. So I'm a pediatric occupational therapist and run allied health centres down here in Adelaide and across Victoria. So we, I guess, always are trying to keep up with the latest research on how we can best help our clients and patients. So yeah, we've been able to do it. I guess we've done a trial run for just to get our staff on board, and done lots of education with all of our own health practitioners to get them to understand the power of a redox molecule. Plus we have been able to support lots of our clients with it, and just really noticing that when we add the Redox technology to our treatment plans, we just get such a huge improvement in our children from all levels. And it's, yeah, just adding, it's that missing piece to the puzzle, I always say, with everything we're doing. So it's great to be able to offer that to our families, and for them to see the joy come back to their families' lives is really beneficial for us and really rewarding.
And you've had a personal testimonial of yourself. It's helped you with your health along the way.
Yeah, huge. I thought I was not too bad. I thought I was, just struggling a little bit, but I was actually pretty sick. Lots of health challenges, I guess, running numerous corporate companies, burnout, adrenal fatigue, covered in psoriasis, girly issues going on in my uterus. All sorts of stuff was happening, and literally within a few weeks, a month to 2 months of adding Redox to my life, it totally changed, even to the point of helping with my anxiety levels. So yeah, it's been a missing piece to my health as well, and my families, my actual family, not my families that I work with, but my actual blood related family. So it's great to see that, you can just really help your loved ones, and it's simple. It's a simple thing. You just have to drink it.
It's easy, isn't it? All right. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Pleasure.
All righty, let's do it. So hi guys, I'd just like to make everybody feel comfortable here on my part, because we're not here to sell anything to anybody or convince anybody of anything to buy anything. We're here to simply share stories. We're here to tell, we're not here to sell. So I'm going to share my story, which is a high impact story. And before I go into that, I'd like to just go over the company disclaimer that these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. But as you can hear from Stevie's presentation, we have something pretty amazing. We've got these molecules that can signal the body to heal itself. As long as that damage is detected, that damage doesn't have a chance. So I did grow up in Sydney in Australia, and this is my ASEA story. I'm a guy who didn't like school. I actually dropped out of school. I definitely didn't I didn't let school get in the way of a good education, and I distracted myself by playing many sports, and I became a self-made man, self-made person through building and selling traditional businesses. So let's go back to those early days when I was in my early 20s and started building and selling traditional businesses, and very successful, mind you. And as I said, in sports, judo, gymnastics, aerobics, surfing, rugby, and bodybuilding when I was 24. This is when I was 24 years old, started in my late teens. So this was the start of me being a young entrepreneur. So fast forward 20 years, from 24 to 44, and I wasn't a bodybuilder anymore, but still used to look after my health in the gym every morning. This was coming to the end of me being an entrepreneur. Not that I wanted that to happen, but unfortunately, in the next year after this photo, in 2011, I lost my health, and I was told I had 2 major health challenges. So I started these hospital visits for 2.5 years, where I lost all my hair from the top of my head to my toes. What I went through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. I've got a very fake smile on my face here because I'm with one of my heroes standing next to me. This is Johnny Manor, who played the highest levels of rugby in Australia. Johnny was 21 in this photo. He'd been through all the things that I was going through in this photo earlier on in his life. He was in remission at this stage. Unfortunately, his issue came back and went back into the hospital, and unfortunately didn't come out. We lost him at the age of 23 years old. I remember many years earlier, back in my entrepreneurial days, we were flipping properties, and I was using a weed killer, Roundup, which eventually caused my problem. So I had 2 major issues I got from using this weed killer. So that was the start of my journey. I said I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. And at the end of what I went through in that hospital, of those hospital visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. And that was a big shock, because the responsibility of my health back then was in my doctor's hands, because that's how I was brought up and conditioned. But I learned quickly when he told me that I needed to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. So I did some research. My research led to an alkaline diet. I knew with an alkaline diet that what I had couldn't live in an alkaline state, could live in an acidic state, but not an alkaline state. I needed to get my body back into balance. So I started on a very clean diet, but I spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water from different companies from around the world. Zango's mangosteen juice, I was drinking a bottle a day. Lifantage, Protandem, Cellgevity from Max Products, Isogenics, Product B, Kangen water, all great products, all great nutritional supplements and super juice, all these things. Now you would think my body was going to be heading in the right direction. Well, I was wrong. This is a picture of me 2 years after I started that process. This is a picture of me 2 years trying to look after my own health. How do I look? Well, I can tell you my blood works were heading in the wrong direction and I wasn't feeling good. I was still in a lot of trouble with my health. This photo was taken in 2014 where a friend of mine reached out, Bart Cotter, called me and he said, I think I found something that can help. So long story short, I flew from Sydney to Salt Lake City. I met him in the company's headquarters, ASEA's company's headquarters, started on the product. In 3 hours, I had things expelling from my body so fast, they were coming out of my skin, little red spots all over my torso. In 12 hours, a 20-year caffeine intolerance had disappeared, 20 years. And the third day, I had so much lung damage from what they put me through in that hospital, I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time. On the third day, my lungs were functioning perfect. Fast forward 1 year, 2015, this is the day the doctors told me no sign of those two major health challenges because I went back to Australia and of course I kept drinking the product. So this is a picture of me the day I got that news, which was an awesome day. I was a very happy boy. But not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports that were turning into that issue, that crippling issue that people get as they get older, had all gone away. 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose, had gone away. I had a lump on my left wrist, which I used to hit with a hammer and a Bible. Would never go down or would go down for a period of time, slightly, but 20-year problem had gone away. So my body was rebuilt top to bottom. Now let's fast forward. That was my journey to health. That was my story and I see it to health. What about my journey to looking younger, feeling younger, the anti-aging side of what these molecules can do? I can be walking down the street and I can see somebody in this condition, very similar condition to what I was here. Even if they knew they had an issue or they didn't, I knew they had a problem with their health, with the way they look. This is a reflection at this time of how my body was performing on the inside. 1 year later on the product, what you can see here is a reflection of how my body was on the inside at that time. And then as time went on, this is a reflection of what was happening inside of my body at that time. So I'm going to stop sharing here and come back to video so you guys can see that this is a reflection of what is happening on the inside now. So I'm very, very fit and healthy, nearly 53 years old. I looked at this product, this technology, this company for my health initially, had no intention to build a business, to share this with others. As time went on, as my health started returning, it became a responsibility to help others. I couldn't keep this to myself. This became a purpose-filled mission. I started sharing this with people after 5 months. As a matter of fact, it was the business that saved my life. If it wasn't for the business, I wouldn't have received thank you checks from the company, which I invested into product for my health. So the business was absolutely amazing, something that I didn't think of initially. The thing that I regret is I didn't share this with people until 5 months after taking the product. And for anybody starting on the product now, don't keep it to yourself. All the scientific validation is there behind the product. It's scientifically impossible not to work. Go out and help others now. The product, by taking it, as Alissa said, we just drink it. The product's going to help you. Whether you can feel it or not, it's going to help you. As your body's breaking down, it takes 5, 10, 15, 20 years to break down for a symptom to come to the surface, for your doctors to tell you something that you didn't want to know. You don't feel your body breaking down. But this works the other way around. As your body's rejuvenating, those cells, everything's coming back. Your body's actually repairing. You may not necessarily feel that, but most of the times you can. So I adopted the business model 5 months after I started, and became very successful on the business side just by helping and sharing this with others. We've got an incredible ethos in place that the company teaches us to help people and help people to help people. We've got founders of this company that have left this as their legacy to humanity, something that I've always been looking for, to leave a legacy as well to the world, to something to be remembered by. And we can definitely do this with this business model, this vehicle called Alissa, a model, a business model, a vehicle that can take people potentially back to their health or anywhere they want to go financially. Guys, this is a perfect storm. People are looking for something for their health. People are looking for something to work from home, to earn extra money, to build a residual, a buffer, an insurance policy, just in case anything like this ever happened again in our lifetime, which is possible. But think about now. Think about how the world is now. How long is this situation around the world going to be around? So this is something that we can help you to help others in the comfort of your own home, providing and supporting you with many of these calls. We're actually ramping it up to 6 next week, and there's many others from other leaders as well. So I really appreciate you coming on and taking the time to listen today. I'm going to hand back to Stevie now, and he's going to talk to you about the potential, the opportunity, and what this can do for you and your family financially, potentially creating generational wealth from a company that will be around for generations to come. Thanks, Stevie.
Hey, thank you, Danny. Mate, really appreciate you. Your story didn't just save your life, it's saving many, many lives around the world. So I really appreciate you coming on and sharing it. I'm glad that you gave the business your time, because it meant you could go out there and help many, many others, and that allowed you to have much more of the product, so we can have many, many, many more years with you to come. So appreciate you, mate. Thank you for all that you do for everyone. I know personally everything you do for me, I cannot speak highly enough of. I could never pay you back, and how you've transformed my life personally. I just love you, mate. So thank you. Folks, as I said before, with every great breakthrough comes a great opportunity. Now, Alissa is light years ahead of anything else out there. Light years ahead for 2 simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that it was impossible. And 2, Alissa is heavily patented. But not only is it not allowed to be copied, it can't be copied. There's no way to look into a bottle and reverse engineer Alissa, because there are trade secrets in making Alissa. It can't be copied. That means we have no copycats. That means we will have no copycats. And that means we have no competition. No one in the world has what Alissa has. No one in the world has redox signaling molecules outside of the body. No one. And so Alissa can do things that no other product, no other therapy or treatment in the world can do. None of them. Redox works on everybody. Nothing in the body works as well, or in fact at all, without redox. Redox can't hurt anybody. Everybody needs redox. And so Alissa holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors: healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries. And again, Alissa is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from. Alissa is an entrepreneur's dream. So as Dan mentioned, and as Dan does, we want to help a lot of people. And we can't do that on our own. And so we look for people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing Redox with others. Now, you receive a residual income, an ongoing income, money that comes in again and again, not just from the first purchase, but also from every single ongoing lifelong purchases, the again and again and again purchases made by everyone you refer to ASEA. And you know what? You can refer as many people as you like. On top, you can also receive a residual income, an ongoing income, ongoing payments from the lifelong ongoing purchases made by every single person they and others also refer. An infinite amount of people can be introduced, an infinite amount of purchases can be repeated. So just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, whatever, people tell people who naturally tell other people who then tell even more people. It's called word of mouth. And word of mouth marketing is the most ancient and still today #1 most powerful and #1 most effective form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is in today's age. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries, opening up new markets almost every single year. Based on the existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. So for people who are looking for an extra or a part-time, or I just want more time, or a full-time, or a big time, or maybe a legacy leaving income for generations of loved ones, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions. For people who are switched on, smart, business-minded, for people who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, for people who are able to recognize a good thing when it comes their way, this is a very significant opportunity to be paid a very significant residual income that pays you again and again and again and again and again from the growth of this global expansion. Now, there's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to do with ASEA. Who you become and what you do really is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make you. Now, you can make really great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top, by the way, with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. Have really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, a great lifestyle. But really, at the end of the day, it's the effect we have on others that is the most valuable currency there is. So one of my big questions was, why aren't I hearing about this from my doctor? Or why isn't my father, who is going through a very scary health challenge, hearing about this from his doctor? And you know what? Today, maybe you are hearing this from your doctor, because there are now hundreds of doctors all over the world now recommending Redox to their patients. They're seeing unprecedented results. But the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving ASEA, those big drug companies offered to pay huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. But they wanted ASEA to shut down. They wanted everyone taken off Redox. Thankfully, however, the founders of ASEA, Vertus Norton and his son Tyler Norton, had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in that deal. Because after Vertus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left those people and their doctors feeling hopeless, to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox, well, Vertus and Tyler were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they said no to the payout and felt compelled to say yes to the people. What had started as just a big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. One of ASEA's first and foremost guiding principles was demonstrated in this very important decision. And that is that we always put people and principles before ego and economics. Now, don't get me wrong, the ASEA founders and the corporate team, they come from Fortune 50 backgrounds. They are exceptionally experienced in running very big, very profitable, famous and household name companies. But their corporate soul is also what makes them unique. And they will never sell their soul. They will never sell out for ego and economics, because at the end of the day, it's people that matter most. And so in every which way, you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you, and don't worry about what the time is in your neck of the woods. They'll be glad to hear from you. Let them know what you've seen here. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, they can point you to where you can find the answers. There's plenty of university studies, but most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences, just like Dan's, for you to see. ASEA is the real deal. So let me ask you, do you want to be happier and healthier? Do you want to live younger, longer? Do you want to help people be happier and healthier? Do you want a better life, income, lifestyle? Do you want to increase the prosperity of the planet? Do you want to make a difference and have an impact in the world? Start by doing it with one person, and that person is you. Become part of this redox reality, and you can become more. And it's really what you become that determines what you can overcome, that ultimately will determine your income in life. And income comes in many ways. For example, if you'll pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others. And your life will become better in many, many ways. As said by a very famous business teacher, help enough other people get what they want, and you can have everything you want. So thank you for spending this time with me. May you always be happy and well. Now, nothing that any of us have said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Thank you so much again for spending this time with me. Thank you to my best mate, Dan. And thank you, Alissa, for holding us all together and taking care of us, being a remarkable leader in the world.
Thank you, Stevie. Love the switch up there. It was great. Awesome flow. Thanks, guys. Guys, we just want to open it up now. We've got 10 minutes. If anyone has any questions, either about the technology or about the business side, feel free to raise your hand or unmute yourself and ask away.